What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. I'm about to make a coffee and then we're gonna go and sit down. We're gonna have a chat. We're gonna do a very real, raw, honest physique update. What has been happening and how I've genuinely, honestly responded to 4 weeks of no training. It's gonna be a good video. Okay, coffee is made. I did have my office in like a little room upstairs, which you've probably seen from other videos, but I decided to move it downstairs so that I could kind of have a working space this side and then a kind of like exercise filming space this side, and then some like cute storage and stuff in between the two. So this is what it is currently looking like. You guys always ask me to do home videos, interior videos, etc. So I thought I'd just give you like a little glimpse of what it looks like at the moment. It's still definitely not finished, but I'm super happy with how it has come out. If you do want me to do a interior house tour vibe video, let me know, because I'm so desperate to do it. I just feel like I'm nervous. Okay, right. Let's put you down and let's have a chat. Okay, so the whole point of this video is to kind of really openly and honestly share how I have responded physically, emotionally, mentally, everything after the last 4 weeks of having to take 4 weeks completely off training. Now, if you don't know why, there was a video a few videos ago explaining that I had a minor surgical procedure done, which meant that I couldn't train for 4 weeks. I'll link it down below or up here for you guys somewhere if you want to check it out afterwards for all the gory details. But yeah, basically that's what's happened. The 4 weeks is officially up, which I'm so excited about. So I can finally start to ease back into some training, and I really just wanted to make this super honest video to kind of like debrief on the last 4 weeks, if you will, but also make a plan for the next couple of weeks and share with you guys how I'm kind of gonna be approaching getting back into training, nutrition, everything. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna do a little physique update for you guys, mainly because I really just want to show you honestly how I physically responded. But before I do, I just want to kind of give an overview of how the last 4 weeks have actually honestly looked for me, and kind of where I was at before that. So you've kind of got a good comparison of what I was doing, but what I have been doing for the last 4 weeks. And then you can honestly see how I'm kind of looking physically, how I've responded, and how my body is kind of feeling, I guess. So if you watch any of my other videos or you follow me on Instagram, you will know that training has been a huge part of my lifestyle. I train 5 days a week. I also love doing some extra yoga sessions. I walk the dog twice a day for nice long walks. I live a very active lifestyle. It's my passion. It's what I love sharing with you guys. So to get the news that my world was going to change for 4 weeks was definitely a shock. Now, as I explained in the video where I did tell you guys what actually happened, I do feel super grateful, okay? I'm not complaining. I think it is a very small price to pay to be recovered and healthy and everything. So I'm absolutely not complaining whatsoever. It's what my body needed, it's what needed to happen, and I'm totally at peace with that now. So in terms of how my activity has looked the last 4 weeks, to say it's been minimal would be an exaggeration, okay? I haven't done any yoga. I haven't even done any like stretching or anything like that, because I just didn't want to do anything that would kind of like aggravate my pelvis area or just anything. I just wanted to do exactly what I was told, which was to rest, rest, rest. I started to ease into a few slow, short morning dog walks towards the end of those 4 weeks. But again, they were minimal, and my step averages, I actually checked this on my phone, and my step averages were pretty much nearly 10,000 for the month of July, and then for the month of August, they were more around 4 or 5. So you can see there is definitely pretty much half the daily activity, but also no physical activity happening. So no training sessions. My 5 training sessions completely out the window. Nothing body weight, nothing. Literally no training whatsoever. Now, one of the reasons why I really wanted to make this video was because I've never taken a prolonged period off training, okay? I've never done that. The most I've ever taken is probably a week when I've been on holiday and there just wasn't access to it, or a long weekend. I've never taken a long period, let alone a whole month. And I also know that it is a big fear, just from hearing from you guys, about taking breaks off training, or, you know, missing the odd session, or just life happening. And I just really wanted to show, I don't want to give away any spoilers, not this early on in the video, but I just really wanted to show that it honestly hasn't been as negative as what even I thought it was going to be. Okay, I think we should do a physique update and then carry on having a chat. Okay, so hopefully that helps you see that I literally feel like I haven't physically changed. Now, I know 4 weeks in the grand scheme of things isn't a humongous amount of time. It might feel like it did for me sometimes. It isn't ginormous, but it is still 4 weeks off training, which even for me, before I've been through this, I would have sat there and gone, that's probably not gonna be great. That's probably not gonna be a good positive thing. So to actually come out the other side of it and feel like nothing has really changed that much is really empowering, not just for me, for that trust in my own body and my own kind of journey, but also just for my future self, where even I naturally have those periods where you can worry, you know, just about all sorts of stuff. Another thing I wanted to share was how my weight has changed, because I feel like I'm one of those who just openly tells you guys where that number is, when it changes, what happens. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I'm always super transparent. I personally don't have any emotional attachment to the scales. I really don't care what the number says, but it is quite an interesting metric to share with you guys when we are talking about progress or when you are analyzing changes that has happened. So it is quite an interesting metric, I think, to throw in here. So my weight on the day before my procedure, so 4 weeks ago, my weight was 144.5 pounds. My weight this morning was 143.5 pounds. So 1 pound difference, 1 pound lighter now in 4 weeks. Again, nothing major or drastic has happened whatsoever. Now, in terms of my nutrition over the last 4 weeks, because I do think that is an interesting factor to throw in here, I did have a lot of questions over on my Instagram if I adjusted my intake because I wasn't going to be training. How did I kind of approach my nutrition? And in honesty, I didn't really answer these directly because I didn't really know how I was going to feel and how I was going to respond. And I guess I was dealing with a lot internally and emotionally, trying to process what had happened and trying to find my way through it and find my feet, that it just felt a little bit too soon, I guess, to be like, hey, I figured it out, this is what I'm doing, this is what's going down. For the first week or two, I totally didn't really think about nutrition. That's just me being totally honest. I just focused on fueling myself with healthy, wholesome foods that I fancied and that I craved, okay? I was either starving hungry or didn't have much of an appetite. I feel like I was a bit all over the place, and that's totally normal when your body is recovering. It's dealing with the problem at hand, which is healing the area that's hurt. And I just didn't really have the mental capacity to really think about it that much. So I was totally chilled. After the first week or two, I did start to just gently start to reintroduce some structure, I guess, and some more thinking around what I was actually fueling myself with. I did consciously slightly lower my intake from where I was before, mainly because my intake, my energy expenditure, sorry, had massively changed, okay? So this wasn't because, you know, because I wasn't doing anything, I needed to be super strict and super crazy. That's not what I'm talking about. All I mean is that I did slightly adjust my intake to match where I felt my energy expenditure was. So a question I feel like is gonna come up is, why do I think the 4 weeks did end up being positive in terms of how my body responded? And is there anything that can help if you're in a similar situation, or just help empower you with that knowledge if you find it difficult to take breaks from the gym, or anything like that? And honestly, I think it's just a reminder that it's not what you do every so often that matters, it's what you do every day that counts, okay? It's those small, tiny habits and choices that build up over time. It's that consistency, that's what truly matters. And that's what I mean, that 4 weeks in the grand scheme of things, or a weekend, or a week, or whatever it is for you, is tiny. It's so tiny that it doesn't even make a huge difference whatsoever. But everything you do outside of that, all those other daily choices and daily decisions that you make, they do matter, because you're doing them every single day, and that's the most consistent thing that you can do. The second is just to say that I have never been more respectful or more trusting of my body than I am right now. Just being in tune with your natural hunger cues, your cravings, your tiredness, your training levels, everything. Just listening to what your body is trying to tell you and giving it what it's asking for, I think has been one of my biggest learnings as well over the last 4 weeks, because it's so easy to kind of just keep pushing through or just keep plowing in whatever direction. But truly listening to your body and giving it what it needs is everything. Okay, so next thing that I want to just have a little chat about, and then I promise I'll wrap this video up because I feel like already it's ending up being super long, is just what the plan is moving forwards. Okay, so I'm now officially back, gently easing into some training. I've gone back to my solo morning dog walks, which is lovely with a podcast. I literally miss them so much. So I'm back to aiming for around 10,000 steps a day, but again, just being kind to myself because I'm easing back into things. And training wise, what is happening is I'm kind of doing a very easy intro week this week. So I'm easing back into things, I'm going through the movement patterns, I'm not working super hard or super heavy, my volume is decreased, so whereas maybe doing 3 sets on the exercise, I'm now only doing 2, and also my loads are decreased, so I'm only using say 50 to 60% of the loads that I was lifting before this little break. So on Monday, I'm gonna be starting the Empower Gym Guide. It's brand new, it is my full body gym guide, and I'm so excited that it's finally here because it's been ready to go for so long. I've just been waiting for the right time to release it, and now finally felt like some of you guys were back in the gym and kind of trying to ease back into the gym, so it was the perfect time to release it. I'm going to be doing it with you guys starting on Monday. Now, the reason why I think this is great as well is because the first week is kind of like an intro week, okay? It is kind of finding your feet. The RPE is a little bit lower, so you're kind of not exerting yourself to right at the top of that RPE scale. It's a great intro week, and I'm so excited. I will link the details down below if you want to do it with me. It's 12 weeks. We can all do it together. It's going to be fantastic. A lot of you guys ask me if you can do it if you are kind of in a home gym, garage gym setup. Totally. It does have machines in it, but you can always use the Facebook group or my DMs if you want to ask for exercise substitutes. I'm going to be doing it in our garden gym, so I too will be swapping out some of the machine exercises for cable, barbell or dumbbell alternatives. So there are loads of options. It is a great structured progressive training plan, 12 weeks, 60 workouts. We're going to smash it. So that's what's happening from Monday, and this week is just like a nice pre-ease into that, starting properly on Monday. One tiny final thing that I just want to touch on is just the emotional experience, I guess. I think for me, training is so much more about my mental state, my mental well-being, how it makes me feel, how strong it makes me feel, how capable, how it's just such a grounding experience for me, and I absolutely love it. So to not have been able to do it for 4 weeks was very hard. more so on the mental aspect than it was the physical. So I did definitely miss it. But what I would just say is that I have really enjoyed taking things slower. I've enjoyed just listening to my body, giving it what it needs, and trusting in the process, and just trusting that I will come back stronger than ever. And I just think that if you are going through a similar thing right now, maybe you've had to take a break, maybe you've had something similar, it will be okay. You'll come out the other side of it, and it will feel like it's really long at the time, but when that period of a break is over, you'll be back to it, and you'll be back doing everything that you love, but you'll have even more respect for your body, and just that its actual health and well-being is the most important thing above everything else. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I feel like I've chatted for ages, so I'm sorry about that. Please do like and subscribe if you did. Come and say hey on Instagram. You guys know the drill, and I'll see you in the next one.